Hello, YouTube. For decades, I have collected reports from Soviet and after 1991 Russian and Ukrainian pilots about their encounters with unidentified flying objects. My work is presented in several books, lectures, and videos. You can see quite a lot in this channel. I keep on doing research and data collection. Today, I will present a very interesting report from the year 2012. I will present all the information I have and as was reported. So let's go on and I'll read you what I have. I really wish I had more, but I'll continue my search. I had a chance, this is in the report, to talk with a retired fighter pilot whose name I will not disclose at his request. The conversation was about a simple question: have you seen a UFO? It is worth noting that attempts to find out from pilots and contractors from the military airfield whether they had seen or encountered UFOs led to one answer. The soldiers of the Airfield Security Service say that they have repeatedly seen UFOs in the immediate vicinity of the airfield, but they did not report to their superiors simply because there were cases when a sentry reported a UFO and then went to a psychiatrist appointment, followed by being dispatched to civilian life as unfit for health reasons. Therefore, soldiers serve according to the principle: as long as no one flies into the restricted area of my post, I will not report anything to anyone. The military pilots, in turn, categorically refused to say anything, referring to the fact that they had signed a non-disclosure agreement. Moreover, it is impossible to talk even to those who have retired. However, one of the newly minted military retirees nevertheless made a small comment. Comrade, let's call him M, Comrade M, is a professional military pilot. He retired quite recently and has changed more than one airfield and aircraft during his military career. So, he observed UFOs more than once, just like his fellow officers, just like them. From his description, all UFOs were similar in one thing: an indistinct geometric shape, blurry edges surrounded by an oscillating glow. Geometric shapes are different: a spindle, a ball, a cigar, but spindle-shaped and spherical objects predominated. Sometimes there were saucers, but they resembled them only in shape, but no details like portholes or lights could be distinguished. The entire UFO was surrounded by a hazy glow, as if the object hidden behind it was surrounded by a shell of iridescent plasma spreading over a cocoon. It is particularly worth noting that the pilots saw all the UFOs visually, but when reporting to ground services about the observed UFO, they received the answer that the radars did not see anything, just as the radar in the cockpit did not show the object, although it was perfectly visible to the pilot himself. Moreover, the pilots noted the extraordinary maneuverability of the objects. I look at a light silver ball to my right and to my left from above spinning around the airplane, and I'm squeezing maximum speed out of it, and the object behaves as if I am on a crop duster and it's flying, and I'm flying a fighter jet. My interlocutor asked the ground control for permission to approach the object or pursue it, but he always received a categorical: contact with the object is prohibited. Keep flying. Once, while flying in pairs, he also encountered a cigar-shaped object and, after a request, was refused to get close to the object, but decided to violate the order with his partner and began to approach the cigar floating nearby. As he says, suddenly the airplane seemed to hit a wall. There was a strong shaking, and the entire fuselage of the airplane was literally shaking. Having barely leveled the plane and regained control, he immediately turned away from the cigar and did not repeat such experiments again. Although he knew daredevils who recklessly sent an airplane after UFOs and chased them against orders, this always ended in a disaster. Severe shaking led to the literal disintegration of the aircraft into parts, or all instruments completely went out, so to say, and control became impossible. Some managed to eject, some were unlucky and died along with their fighter jet. I did not find out what text the non-disclosure agreement contained, but judging by the behavior of the retired pilot, the non-disclosure, continues to function after his retirement. A very interesting document, and it confirms a lot of what you can find in my other videos, where there are names of people who were not afraid to say what they had seen, but you can understand why some people, military pilots, retired or not, would not be willing to disclose such materials. And I will continue to present more information on this subject, like I said. And if you like my research and can support my efforts, please do so to the link you find in the description to this video. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for all your attention to my work. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos.